Hello everyone, I'm Professor Donna Moore Powers, your instructor for this online microbiology course. I do prefer to be called Professor Powers, so put that out there for you. So you all are registered for an online microbiology lecture, and then for many of you, you're also registered for an online microbiology lab, and there are some of you that are registered for the Wednesday face-to-face on-campus microbiology lab. So you will find that you're going to have two Brightspace courses for our class. One for the lecture, which is this one here. You'll notice it doesn't say lab after it, so this will be essentially the lecture portion of the course, and then you'll each be registered for a lab section. Okay, so start here. Great, you're watching this video. I do want to go over some things with you on how the course is structured, so you can jump right in. Let's first take a look at the course. So when you're in the Brightspace shell, you can see you've got your navigation tabs up here, and then certainly you can see all those things down on the left-hand side of the course. Don't let this stress you out. You're not going to see all these things at once. I have them set to open up on a Friday, but your materials aren't due for essentially 12 days, 11 days. So it'll open up on a Friday, but you'll have that weekend, the whole next week, the following weekend, and Monday, and all day Tuesday to complete your assignments. So things will open early and be there for you. Some people like to work ahead. So you're not going to see all these things at once. In each of these folders, you're going to see the things that you're going to need to do that week. So I will be putting together introduction to the week. If you don't see the introduction to the week, it means I decided not to do it. I am following in the footsteps of a best friend and colleague, and she did that. I'm not sure that I'll do that, but essentially when you jump into the week, you're going to see a study guide for the material you'll be covering that week, as well as videos covering the most pertinent material. And then you'll have actually a lecture assignment. So when you see LA, that means lecture assignment. It is through the McGraw-Hill Connect software using the SmartBook. And essentially it helps teach and even reinforce material that you've covered in the lecture. So I actually will be posting study guides for you to complete. I strongly suggest that you get in the habit of printing things for the week. If you're not a big printer person, then make sure that you organize your documents in such a way that you can find them on your tablet or on your computer. So these study guides help you essentially figure out what's the most important information from that week. Most of my colleagues don't do anything like that. Essentially, you're jumping in there and completing your materials and taking your own notes by hand. So do take advantage of these. I suggest you get a 3-ring binder, keep all your material for this class in there. So as you jump through the week, you're going to see the same thing every week. You're going to see a study guide. You're going to see, there it is, week 2 study guide. You'll have some lectures, and then you will have your lecture assignment. We will be using the Respondus lockdown browser plus the webcam. Many of you have used this before. There's information here to help you navigate that and a practice quiz so that you can ensure that you're going to be in the best possible position when you sit down to take lecture exams or the lab practicals. Anytime you use maybe a different device, you're going to have to maybe redo this practice quiz. You can take it as many times as you want so that you can ensure the device that you're using is actually mingling well with Respondus. All right. So pretty straightforward here. You will have quizzes, so we can see the quizzes under this quizzes tab, or you're going to see them in the week folder where they are assigned. But in case you get lost at some point in time or you're looking ahead, essentially what we have in lecture is our 4 exams, a final exam, and then of course these lecture assignments. Let me show you quickly the syllabus. So you can see that each of these lecture assignments is going to be roughly 5 to 6 points. Okay, So you can see those points there. If you miss a lecture assignment, you miss the points. We will have something like 835 points, somewhere around there, the whole semester. So if you're missing 5 points or 6 points here and there, it's not the biggest deal. The biggest deal is why are you missing the assignments. So make sure that you keep up, be engaged, and complete these assignments on time. As I mentioned, the course or the week materials will open up on a Friday. You'll have that weekend, the whole next week, and the following weekend, and Monday, Tuesday to complete the assignments. So plan accordingly. You can already see when our lecture exams are, and they're also open for that entire period. So one thing to think about is emergencies when they happen don't have to be the end of the world as long as it's not the night before, the night that your exam is due. So keep that in mind as you're working through the assignments and exams. Now, I did want to scroll back up here. Let me get my little thingy. So let's take a look. So here we are, the online microbiology class. I did want to remind you all that essentially, take a look, this is your contract with me. So anytime that you are registered for a course and you're paying for the course and you're not dropping the course and all your faculty should be posting a syllabus, then you read the syllabus and it is our contract with you. I don't know if I already mentioned this, but I was in the CCC nursing program. I graduated in spring 2022. I think it was COVID. I just needed something more to do. Online teaching I needed more than just that. So when I was in the nursing program, there was a former faculty member who would change the syllabus. And so I kept saving versions of the syllabus so I could kind of keep track with what she was changing. And then I could ask her, why are you changing that? What I'm going to tell you is this is my contract with you. It is not changing. We don't have snow days to worry us. So be sure to go through the syllabus, read carefully. It's got lots of information. You can see there are STEM Academy students. If you need technical help, if you need to get a laptop loaner, it's got this statement about missing assignments. Some other things there I've already said out loud. The study guides, smart book assignments we call the lecture assignments, and so on. You can use those assignments to quiz yourself as you're getting closer to the exam. We call this the recharge. Okay, I spaz out a little bit when I'm a student. And if I were doing this course, I probably would do the recharge on a previous unit at least once or twice a week before going into, the exam. I wouldn't wait until exam week, but that's just me. You will also have lab handouts for the online students. They will be separate each week, your lab handout, and it's also a place to put your notes. And for my face-to-face students, you're going to have the entire electronic lab manual, which are your lab handouts. And these things can be found in your Brightspace lab course. Okay, here's the points. So my bad, 875 points. How your letter grade is going to, correspond to your number of points at the end. And then here is the actual chronological syllabus. Now, I will be printing this out and posting it right here on the wall behind my laptop here at home, and I'll also post it at work. So this helps me remember what all are we doing together each week. And since we have that big spread of time to get things done, it helps me stay focused. So I think this might be something you can do. Some people will put this into some kind of app or some kind of tracker, maybe with Google Drive or something, so that you remember to do all your assignments. Okay, so you have one lecture assignment each week for our lecture course, and then you have your exams, 4 exams you can see there, and then the final. Everything will be due at the end of that Tuesday, 11:59 p.m., except for the final exam. It will be opened a few days early, but it's due at noon on that day, Thursday, March 14th. So I can make sure to get in your grades. I want to scroll back up, and don't mean to make you dizzy, but essentially, let's see if it'll let me do this. I want to just go over where you can find me. So remember, I said I like to be called Professor Powers. You can see my full name there. My email is just my last name. And then I'm in Schuyler Hall in a suite of offices with some other biology faculty. So Dr. Coble, our department chair, is next to me, and then Dr. Franklin, and then Professor Pendel. So that's where I'm at. I will be there, you can see here, Monday 11 to 12:30, Tuesday 9:30 to 11:20, Wednesday 11 to 12:30. And oftentimes, if I'm on campus, I'm going to get there on the earlier side. So Mondays, I'll actually be there about 10:45, but I'm going to stay a while. I'm not just going to jump out of my office at 12:30. Tuesday, be there at 9:30. We have meetings often at 11:30, so it might be tricky to find me after that time. And Wednesday, I will be there by 11, and then I have lab with some of you all at 1:30. So please read the syllabus, get yourself oriented to the course, and I will do a video for your lab section next. Thank you.